The NES classic Super Mario Bros. Is 30 years old today. A couple days late, but close enough. So I figured it'd be a pretty neat idea to count down my personal favorite Mario games. I haven't played every title, and I missed out on some recent ones due to my lack of a Wii U and limited time with a Wii. But when's the next time it'll make sense to do this list? Keep in mind one per sub-series. For example, Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Paper Mario, etc. are their own series and will only have one entry, if any. Also, only games where Mario is the star, so even though I adore Yoshi's Island, and am aware that people love Luigi's Mansion, even though I haven't played it myself, it's not on the list and I don't have to decide between Yoshi's Island and Super Mario World. Also, no Mario Party. I like the series, but I never had a real opportunity to enjoy its multiplayer aspect. Number 10. Dr. Mario. I have always loved me some puzzle games. However, aside from a couple notable exceptions like Tetris Plus or Pokemon Puzzle League, which is great even if you care nothing about Pokemon, few have ever stuck out in my head. Dr. Mario is definitely one that doesn't stick out too much for me. I haven't put more than a couple hours into it, and it would likely not be on this list if I'd played Super Mario RPG or New Super Mario Bros. U. That being said, it's still a good and fun game. I have no nostalgia for it like many do, but it's fun and unique enough to be a worthwhile departure from whatever your favorite puzzle game may be. Also, yes, it does have amazing music. Number 9. Super Mario Sunshine. Sunshine, at least from what I've seen, is definitely among the most overrated in the series. It's beautiful, the music is sublime, it controls really well, and it mechanically separates itself from the rest of the series. However, it can also become brutally tedious. Many levels require the same exact sequence of goals, especially the ones where you have to clean up every inch of the area. Some of the platforming requires brutally perfect timing, and things like knocking out flying piranha plants or using those flipper dudes to get to higher ledges are just horrible. I did enjoy many of the mini platforming segments, the environment as a whole, even if I got bored of it after a while, and the water races were great fun. It's a perfect example of something special bogged down by an excessive amount of poor choices. Number 8. Super Mario Baseball. Arcade baseball is the most boring type of arcade sports to me. Games like NFL Blitz and NBA Street are amazing, but the Slugfest and Bigs games get really boring really quickly to me. Amazingly enough, Mario Baseball, aside from also being the first game I thoroughly enjoy on this list, actually keeps my attention the most of any arcade-style baseball game. Obviously, I like Mario and the gang, but there's definitely more to it than that. I'm also a sports fan, so it's not like having Sammy Sosa or Derek Jeter in a game doesn't appeal to me. What's the biggest roster I can think of in a Mario sports game, and they all have different attributes. You can customize a team for certain strategies and playstyles, and having certain fielding or pitcher-catcher combinations or facing off against certain characters as a batter or pitcher can increase or decrease your stats for a set time. On top of all that is the Mario charm and humor, widely varied fields with their own special circumstance, awesome but not overpowered special moves, and really solid and fast gameplay. It's among the best baseball games ever made, which may not mean much to you, but as a fan of the sport, it's saying something. Number 7. Mario Power Tennis. Power Tennis definitely isn't as deep as baseball, and arguably isn't as faithful either. Honestly, I've always really liked tennis video games, at least good ones, like some of the Virtua Tennis games and especially the Topspin games. It's not among my favorite sports, but tennis is just so much fun in video games. Fast-paced, but with enough timing and placement to keep you thinking. The personality and music of Mario games and characters brings it to a new level of fun. Power players, speed players, and balance players definitely add enough depth that all the characters feel worth having. And the controls are precise and easy to learn. The power-ups are more devastating in this game, but it fits the frantic nature of tennis more so than a baseball game would. Overall, this is among the simpler Mario sports games, but it's also among the most fun. Number 6. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Superstar Saga is just oozing with personality. This is one of the few Mario RPGs I've played The music is a nice mix of new tunes and remixes of Mario classics. The combat is simple on the surface, but slowly provides enough depth to remain interesting while never being overbearing. What I said about personality, however, is what really sells me on this game, and it's what will likely make me play the other Mario and Luigi games soon. This game is absolutely hilarious. The dialogue is witty and funny, the characters all feel distinct, and even the newly introduced main baddie is a riot. Even if the rest of the game wasn't fun, I'd still play through it just to see the next interaction or absurd plot development. Number 5. Super Mario Bros. Yes, Super Mario Bros. Is the Super Mario game I put on this list, and I have a solid explanation. This is the only NES Mario game I had growing up. Don't ask me why, I was like 3 or 4 years old when I started playing video games, and therefore didn't have much say in household purchases. We also had a SNES by then, and I played that a lot more anyway. However, I do have fond memories of playing this game. Well, the first level or two. Again, I could count how many years I'd been on the Earth on one hand. I still enjoy the game to this day, still even more so than 2 and 3. 2 was good, but I don't like a lot of the new mechanics introduced, which I am aware that it was originally a different game. But that doesn't make me like it anymore. And something about 3's color palette always felt dull to me. So this is a very personal taste pick, but I still prefer the original over the other two. Number 4. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Thousand Year Door is a classic RPG in my opinion. I only finally picked it up at a local con a couple years ago after finally getting a GameCube again, and I missed the fuck out of it. While I was huge into the games at the time of its release, I was in that early teenager mindset of everything kids like is dumb. So I hadn't played games like Mario Sunshine, Thousand Year Door, Wind Waker, Animal Crossing, and the like until years later. In fact, I believe the Metroid Prime games were the only GameCube exclusives I had. Great games, but the point is I was dumb and don't have nostalgia for this. However, it's still a fantastic game. The combat is deeper than Superstar Saga, though admittedly similar. There are more fleshed out characters and an actual interesting storyline. There's solid platforming integration, whereas I found that tedious in Superstar Saga. And the villain and plot are both surprisingly interesting. The game is also on the same level of absurd hilarity as Superstar Saga. This will be higher on many lists, but I just adore the top 3 so much. Number 3. Super Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is possibly the best Mario game ever made. It took everything Mario 64 tried to be and perfected it while expanding upon it immensely, hence the title I suppose. Most of the worlds are extremely beautiful and creatively designed. The soundtrack is arguably the best in the series. The gameplay is spot on, and the challenge is enough to grab your attention without frustrating you. It's among the only games, even among the only Mario games, that's actually fun to get every star on. All of this being said, the reason it's number 3 is purely nostalgia. I don't have a whole lot for this game, having only delved into it a couple years ago, while the top 2 games are practically staples of my childhood that I still go back to consistently. Number 2. Mario Kart 64. I'm aware that many people consider Double Dash or even Mario Kart 8 to be superior products. While they're different enough to stand out on their own, aside from Mario Kart 8 stealing mechanics from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which you should totally play by the way, I've never wanted to go back to those games like I do Mario Kart 64. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I legitimately have the most fun with this game. It still controls amazingly, it's among the few N64 games that still looks good. The music is classic, and every character feels and plays like different entities. More recent games may have bigger rosters, superior graphics, and more mechanics, but this is the one that set the standard, and I still enjoy it the most to this day. Number 1. Super Mario World. I'm sure everyone saw this coming at this point. Since I dissed Mario 64 earlier, there's no way that could be number 1. In my opinion, there's no way anyone can make this list without Super Mario World at least being in the top 5. The game, even in 2015, is beautiful, super creative, a musical masterpiece. Controls as smooth as an overused smoothness analogy related to a baby's backside or a form of fabric. Mario World is a near-perfect game and among the few in existence that I never have and likely never will get tired of. It balances challenge and fun amazingly, and it's brimming with so much personality and energy that it's impossible to not have fun, even when it becomes challenging. This is also among the first games I ever played. It's not my favorite game ever, but it's definitely up there, and I had no doubt it would be at the top of this list. Well, I hope you enjoyed the list, and I am aware that there are good games I left off, some due to being parts of really great series, like Mario Galaxy 2 and the other two Super Mario Bros. Games, and some because I just don't like them, like Mario 64, which I know I will get a lot of hate for. It controls like ass, and it's extremely repetitive. Anyway, have a good day.